Welcome to Tea Time with Kitty. Giving you all a second to get all logged in. It's okay. The lightning is fine. I don't know. Thank you. Welcome. And I have a lighting system that I was using, but I don't know why it's not supported on this computer, but we'll revisit that in a second. So welcome again. Make sure I remember to drink because I might. Gotta make sure I sip. Hi, how are you? So we're getting everyone a chance to get signed in. Hey sis. Hello, Donald. All right, so first and foremost, I forgot to wish our fathers, our spouses, our brothers, cousins, or whoever, such and such. I forgot to wish you all a happy Father's Day. So because it bothered me so much that I didn't recognize the Father's Day, sister, for Father's Day, I said not only will I acknowledge the fathers on this Father's Day week, but I will also have a show and we'll do some talking about fathers. Let's see. Just a few ground rules for the show today. This will not be any bashing, no male bashing, no female bashing, but just to have a discussion. Today's discussion is going to be about Black Fathers Matter. So we're going to talk about the importance of fathers being involved. Oh, so sweet. Okay. So we're going to talk about fathers being involved, the importance of fathers being involved. And, some people don't have such great situations with their dads or with their children fathers or just people in their life being involved. So I had planned on wearing my Black Fathers Matter shirt today. I didn't get to wear that today, but I said I'll wear this shirt my brother got me since it was black. He had picked me that up for my birthday. So I said I'll wear that. That's black so that you all would get the picture. And again, we're not bashing anyone. All this is for awareness and understanding. And we're just talking about being good dads. Okay. So and I may not use the word. I don't think that I'll be using the word good dad that much. I think I'm going to be using the word effective because I think when you talk about good and bad, I think that some of that has a lot to do with someone's opinion. So we're going to just pretty much talk about effective parenting and some of the tools. So if you're in a situation where you may not have that, we're going to get some tools talking about how to make that most effective, like some things that you think that will help men be more effective. So again, welcome everybody. And happy Father's Day to those who I missed. And let's get started. Okay. So let's see. I had a text message coming in. So let me just respond back to them. Okay, got it. Okay. So we're talking about being an effective father. So my philosophy first and foremost is I think that hello Trail. I think that when we talked about a couple of weeks ago about when people, not knowing how to talk to people or saying things a certain type of way and all that good stuff and how you should be able to confront the ones that you love so that they'll do better with certain situations. Well, I want to talk about my experience as, hey sis, my experience with effective parenting. Now, although most women feel like non-effective, because remember we're going to try to stay away from good and bad, non-effective parents comes from the man himself, but I speak differently, so we're going to get to that in a little bit more. So my whole thing is I feel that we as women, you don't normally get to pick your child's father. I mean, like you pick them, but you don't get to pick on how they may act, or you may think that they're one way and then it comes out that they're totally different. But I will say this: any mother that has a son has a chance to break generational curses. Hey, Christian. So what that means that we know sometimes men doesn't make the best decision, women either, because of not having anyone there to kind of give them insight. So what I mean by that is clearly and to the point, Nathaniel Harris could not take care of his child. So we need more mothers. So we need some stand-up mothers. Okay. So Nathaniel Harris, again, could not take care of his child. So, so when you pick your child's father, you want him to be a great father. Hey, Chucky, you want him to be great, but you don't really control that. But women, what we do control is how effective our sons are in their children's lives. Now, we all know that there's reasons why they can't be affected. It could be some situations of domestic violence. It could be some situation where children are relocated, or the parent relocated. It could be incarceration. It could be mental health. But I'm talking about the regular situation where people are healthy living, and just not being effective in their life. So, women, what I'm challenging you is, if you know a man that has a child and is not involved in his life. Now, I ain't telling you to go up to any man, but I'm talking about a man that you have a great relationship with. You then can break that curse. So you can break that curse by, and they may not change right away. They may not change right away, but you can constantly be instilling in them, hey, and men, you can do it as well. You know, Carlton may want to tell Pookie, hey, Pookie, I see you ain't seen Nyla in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm gonna get Kayla and we're gonna go to the Carnival, and Christian, you bring CJ, and Pookie, you bring Nala, and that's right there is how we strengthen our community. So again, it won't be bashing of anyone, but it will be acknowledged. So meaning, again, as I go back to it, Nathaniel could not take his child. So let's say in scenarios where the fathers can't be there. He may be in the military, he may be incarcerated. I applaud grandparents, grandmas, granddads that step up and step in. If your child for any reason cannot be there, you know, a lot of times people only step in when the parent is deceased. You know, when the parent is deceased, you know, everybody come in, oh, I got the child. But you should be able to step in if that parent is dealing with mental health. You should be able to step in if that parent is incarcerated. Love your village. That's what it's all about. Because as much as kids want that father, they want that father image. So if they can't have a father, they want someone like a father. So although my children had their dads, there was no my children's lives than my 3 brothers. Stand-up men, like one that would always bat him everything, one that would take him everywhere, one that's funny. But my brothers have been in my children's life the whole time that I've raised them. So in the gaps in between, for whatever reason, circumstances in life, it doesn't mean right or wrong or indifferent, because we both as adults play a part. But the fact that they always had that father figure there, even down to my younger brother with my younger kids growing up, he was their babysitter for many years. So this is what I mean by kids having some sense of father figure in their life. So right now I want to hear from you all. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. And I want to know, what do you think make effective fathers? Okay, because I already declared what mine is. I think that if you are a strong African-American woman, there's no way your son cannot take his child. So meaning that even if it has to be some stuff going on with court, and it doesn't mean that it gets solved right there or they're able to be active and effective. No, we know that that's not the case. Sometimes we got to get lawyers involved. We have to do X, Y, and Z. But for me, I feel that there would be more effective fathers if there were better moms to their sons, because I associate the correlation that most men that tend to not be good fathers or effective fathers, removing good, my apologies, I feel that it has something to do with their relationship with their mom or with their dad. So it has some significance gathered together. So now I want to take this time to just hear from you all. If you're a man on the line and you feel like you're an effective father, please chime in and let me know that you're an effective dad. If you feel like you know, you're a woman on the line and you feel like this would make a man be more effective, I want you all to take this second right now just to chime in while I sip a little bit of tea. And I want to hear from you all. What do you feel is most effective? Now, we know that moms got issues too, but this is not Mother's Week. This is Father's Week. So we know moms got issues. So we want to stop the whole stigma of blaming the moms for dads not being involved, because I know for a fact that if you really want to be, and I always say all the time, the ingredient for being a good dad is wanting to be, okay? Effective dad, I got to keep removing good. The ingredient for being an effective dad is wanting to be. Okay, so now we have Karen. I think men need to understand that it's not all about money. Most kids just want your time. I think that is very important, because you have some that will buy everything, but will not spend time with the child. So with Karen, with you sharing that, while other people is waiting to chime in, how much weight on a scale from 1 to 10 do you feel that men that do not have a strong, healthy relationship with their mom, how much of that do you feel affects their relationship with their child? What do you feel about that? And Christian, I'm waiting to hear from you. Daryl said, oh, so is Daryl with you? Okay, Daryl said he is an effective father parent because he is transparent and shows his son strength and weaknesses. I love the strength and weak. Man, let your sons, if not your sons, your daughter, let them see you be vulnerable too. I love that. He shows his son his strength and weakness. He also shows him that it's not about being in the streets and being a man. Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. Hey, brother. Okay, it's so important. Again, we have to set standards for our kids that will grow with them into their adulthood. Now, we know there's nowhere in the world we can make them do everything we want them to do. We know we can't. Hello, niece. We definitely know we cannot, but we have to still stay grounded and teaching them what's best for them. You know, like to teach them that I know what it is to be, and I won't say totally single, but I mean, far as being in a household with myself as the only woman with my children, I know what that feels like. So I never want my children, with my sons, preferably, to leave their child. Like, even if you're not with the mom, it's not even about being with the mom. It's about being involved. Like, you know, you have some fathers that don't even know the child's teacher name. So we want to get back to that. If you're dating a guy, you know, just ask him his child's teacher name. If he doesn't know, let him know that that's a goal for your relationship. Okay, that's a goal for you to know. And you don't want them having too many when it comes to hey Carlton. You don't want them having too many. I'm sorry, I thought that was someone else. I'm sorry. Hey Tony, how are you? If you know, so I see that you're on, Tony. Tell us about being an effective parent. Yes, relationship goals. Thank you so much, Dr. Greenwood. They never felt love from their parent and they think it's okay. And you know, and with Dayon, that can go either way, because I've seen some guys not have a relationship with their child, with their parent, and it makes them overly involved with their child. So it can definitely go, because again, remember that being an effective parent, male or female, even though we're talking about males because it's Father's Week. And again, happy Father's Day again and again and again. Men are important. Men lead the village. If we don't go back and get our fathers, we won't be able to move on. A man must lead. I'm learning that now. It took me years. I thought that because I was already financially stable and that I thought I knew just about everything, but now I'm definitely understanding the importance of a man leading. Okay. I feel like I'm a great dad to my son, even though I never experienced that love. And Christian, you truly are. So I just want to make sure that I definitely applaud you, because you are one of the ones who did not have a father in your life, or really a father figure. You had your big brothers, but you are an outstanding dad. Sister Currency, your response therapy is highly recommended. Okay, so Tamika, I never looked at that. So I need a little bit more from that. So you're saying therapy is highly recommended. So you feel like hold on, I don't know. I need a little bit more of that, because I don't even want to say what I think it is. Okay. Same with guys who have super high expectation of their baby moms. I'm thinking it is, while they do the minimum, they saw their moms do it. And right. So men to the men. If you see your mom struggling to raise you without a man in the home, why would you leave your child's side? Is there anybody online with any of that going on? Like, if you see your mom struggle, and you know, like, I know for me and my brothers, like, when it was the end of the month and we had to wait for our stamp to come in, we and y'all are moving with these comments, I can't keep up, but when our stamps ran out in the household, we had to wait until the next month. I know what it is to not have enough. That's why God wanted it to be two. And if I'm missing anyone, I'm sorry. Men ought to be like therapy. Okay, definitely the traumas that they. Okay. So, do any females feel that their child's father could have been a better father if their mom was more involved? Kiki, selfish is definitely the word. Selfish is, and you know, and some people are just selfish, and that's truly what it is. They want it all for themselves. And the other flip side to that as well, Kiki, is some people didn't have. So once you get grown and you finally get a little bit to have of your own, I'd be damned if I'm gonna share it with a child. So a lot of it can be selfish. Like, I'd rather be in the limelight, I'd rather be flashy and all those good things. Those are valid points. points. But what I was saying before I got a little bit sidetracked, I just want to know, like, do you think that is there any female on the line who feel that their children's father or child's father could have been effective if the mom was more involved? Like, it's just encouraging your son, this is what you do or don't do, okay? The child or children should be put first. Just because mom and dad are at odds. Exactly. Exactly, Sister Flood. I mean, if I remember money, and he has no respect for her. Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah. That is deep. And how a guy feels about his mom, it's like a ripple effect. Like even with being in a relationship, I know like from my relationship experience now, and how my friend loves his mom to pieces and how he appreciates her. I don't think I could ever deal with a guy again that doesn't like his mom. Now, I ain't saying he got to be head over heels for her, but I know my experience from dealing with guys who didn't have a good relationship with their mom and their bitterness towards women. I know that that's one way I definitely would not go. Okay, yeah, when moms enable their sons. Okay, yeah, and Kiki, yeah, that's another whole story. So instead of enabling them, they need to be more involved with making sure that they do what they need to do. Okay. My children's father could definitely be more effective. His mom held him accountable. Right. So my thing is, as a woman, and I know that there may not be too many women on here that has kids as grown as Pookie, just using it for an example. But as a woman, what goes on in your head when you think it's okay for your son not to take care of his mother? Do we have any of those kind of women on here? Because I mean, I don't want to pass judgment, but I want to hear from you. Watch out for signs with that. Yes, sister, definitely. People will talk about it when I get to if their baby is with her mom, maybe with each other. Wow, okay. Oh, sister, Kern, you better stop because that's gonna be another subject right there. That's a whole. And please teach these men that women are not to take care of them. Now, that's a whole. That's another whole topic. I supposed to be meeting up with Mika and them later this week, and that's some of what I want to talk to them about. I told them that we need to have a chat in the girls' pal because that's bad. Like that's another whole subject. And matter of fact, we're gonna talk about that next week. Some mothers just don't care to get involved. And so, Trev, what do you think makes them not get involved? Because I mean, I just feel like I want to be as involved as possible with my son, like as with my daughter. I want to be able to give them information. So when a mom doesn't want to be involved, then that makes me think that she's kind of selfish, especially if you feel like your son is not doing what he needs to do. Why not get involved? You know, like they really need to get involved. Like we need our Black fathers in our community. And I know so many great fathers, like my son. I'm talking about Tony. I'm talking about Mike. I'm talking about Christian. I'm talking about Prentice. And I'm talking about Mark. And I'm talking about Chuck. I know so many great dads. I'm talking about Daryl. I'm talking about Derek. Okay. I'm talking about Dante. I know so many great dads. Great dads. Okay. I'm talking about Calvin. You know, like people that's just so involved in their kids' lives, just knowing everything that's going on with them. Okay, so or some moms are too involved. Well, I mean, like, okay, so I may be the too involved type of mom. Let's see, my mom tried to make my brother take care of a child that was not. Mika, you are something else. Mika, how did you end up there? Right, definitely need to let a man be a man. So I don't bother Pookie with Nala because you know he don't play that like he gonna do. But I definitely feel like I'm overly involved because I just got to see my little shinky girl. But I know I definitely get what you all because it's like a thin line between not getting involved and then overly being involved. And what does that look like? So it sounds like you all feel that you'll take some of the responsibility off the moms. Is it fair to say that? And just feel like men need to make their own decision. Like, for instance, your mom ain't teach you how to play basketball and you were able to do that. So you just taking some of it off of them. Like, my mother don't care if my brother take his kid. I'm missing Cantrell. I don't think someone's mother can make a grown man take of his kid. Okay. So why not? So you don't think that like some insight, like so having like a good bond with your mom, right, Tony? And if knowing that if it's something that you can't do, that she'll always be there to pick her up and do things like that. Do you feel like that's the same as making them taking care of it, or you think I'm looking at it from a different side? Okay, so Kiki said I'm fine. Kiki said it's a different. Um, right. See, I can't not get involved. Right, right. So I'm waiting to hear back from Tony. Like, I want to hear from him, like, because he said, I don't think someone's mother can make a grown man take care of his kids. So that's definitely valid. But do you think that it would be supportive to have a mom that's supportive? Because she didn't make his father take care of him. Oh, okay. So you think your mom was just trying to say the world. So she meant well. So she knew the importance of not having his father there to take care of him. So she definitely wanted to make sure he took care of his child, just happened to not be his child. So that's what you're saying, right, Dr. Greenwood? Expectation. Okay, okay. So men, so I want to hear from the men now because we're getting a little bit of feedback from them as well. I want to hear from the men. Do you feel that the child's mom affects you from taking care of your child? No, they can't make them, but you can encourage him to guide him. Everyone does things on their own. It's mothers who press their sons out to be a father to a child. He later finds out not even his. So you think mothers force that on? Wow, I didn't know that, Christian. You and Mika on the same page with that. So, is there any fathers on here who feels that, or women may know as well, that their child's mom is the reason why they're not effective in their child life? And if so, what's your goal? Are you going to just let that pan out for the rest of you and your child's life, or do you have a plan to make that better? DNA test. Okay, okay. It definitely should be required. Okay. Okay, so even and I had a brother, right? And he was saying that a child was not his, right? And me and another brother got together and was basically telling him, like, hey, the same way if it was a criminal case or a murder case or whatever, just to try to cast out a little bit of the whole story. But this is something that you have to do. And he went and found out it was his child, and he was there ever since. So I don't think that we people should leave it in the air if it's their child or not. Like, if you know that you was with that parent around that time, if you know that it was unprotected sex, then maybe to get your name out of the situation. That's like if you were being charged with murder, wouldn't you want to clean your name? So even if it's down with the DNA test, and you feel it ain't your child, instead of prolonging it, I say right away, go and have that done. Okay, so Tamika said no one is responsible. So women, okay, so we've been to the men a few times. So women, would you be with someone who doesn't take care of his kids? So we're looking at you now, women. So we're looking at a woman who knows what it is to be a single mom, knows that the struggle is real, knowing that help is very important. So now you get your situation under control. Bam, everything looks good and everything's well. You found this guy. He's the one. He's involved with your children. He getting them Easter clothes and Christmas gifts, but he ain't seen his own kids. Is that someone that you would date? So we getting a lot of no's on that. Okay, okay. So even if he was a really good dude and he had a story as to why he don't take care of the child, you all still don't want to date him? What if he just saying stuff like his mother be lunching and trying to get him locked up and all this and that, and that's why he ain't seen the child in 2 years? No, okay. That is just weird to have a child and no relationship. Okay. Right. So okay. So and that would be good as well to help him try to get the child. So try to get involved. I know that me and my friend had a conversation. Of course, he don't have any minor children, but he has grandchildren, and just talking to him about, a plan for being more involved, because like my grandkids ain't going nowhere. So I don't know if you're gonna just sit back and watch me with them, or are you gonna get yours and join in too? Because I know it's a little different, because men with the grandparenting thing. But most females would date him and try to think that they can change. You're absolutely right. And that needed to be said. You think that you can change him, and then you end up in the same situation. I like being a parent because my son like me no matter what my financial situation look like. And I just like but love. And that is so key. That's the whole thing right there. And that's why I use the word effective, and I try to correct myself when I went to the word good, because we sometimes look at good and bad differently. So, everybody has because you could be a father that gets your child every weekend, but you may not be as financial enough to keep the child in Burberry and what else y'all put on them kids? What's this shirt right here again? Milano, and and they even got them in Gucci t-shirts and things of that nature. So they may not be able to do those things, and sometimes women associate that with not being a good dad. I know I was that type of person. Like, my son always had a good dad, but because I was into materialistic things and he couldn't keep up, that did bring a wedge to us. And I know that I've learned now, and I wish that I had like a mom or a dad in my corner back then letting me know that that wasn't right. But I learned, and I asked God for forgiveness and prayed that their relationship was rekindled and even stronger than before. But sometimes we as women do associate love with money. I mean, your child father not having any money or not being able to buy them anything should not be rules for them sending them. Like, even if, and I know some people like, oh no, I ain't sending my Pampers with him. Well, you might gotta send a bag of Pampers and a couple of packs of noodles. If he wants to get that child for the weekend, let him get them, because the key thing is, if you leave a wedge between them interacting, it only grows deeper. So sometimes as women or as men, we have to make sacrifices that's best for our children. Oh, Pookie said he's not he's not materialistic. Okay, when my son was small, his father would pick him up, but I didn't know he was dropping him off at his uncle. Oh, so pick him up to drop him off. Oh, they ain't no better than that. So I guess he said, I'm just gonna go get him so he won't fuss at me. Oh my gosh, yes, Flood. That's so important. That used to be my dad. Was always on the way. And then probably when he did show up, he'll get me. But the boys by then had gotten dirty and they couldn't go. So that does a lot for you. And that's the importance of wanting to keep a family together, because that does weigh in very deep. That is so important. But back to that again, I just want to make sure I say Happy Father's Day again, because I feel so bad that I forgot to say it on Wednesday. So I just want to make sure I say it again. He's paying for it now. Don barely has a relationship with him. He didn't even know he had joined the Navy. Wow. That's so important. And then the other flip side to that is, sometimes these men don't be involved in these children's lives for whatever reason, because we don't know all the answers. But then when they become successful, they want part of it. So even though I wasn't there, they say when they go to the NBA and all that kind of stuff, then they want to show up and be involved in the child's life. Pookie Fall would come and get him now, and I wouldn't have playmates for the whole weekend. So you definitely ain't like Tani coming to get Pookie, because Christian, you say you ain't had nobody to play with, and you said every week Tani would tell you he gonna get him next. Wow. So okay, so we got about 2 minutes left. All right, 1, 2 minutes. Okay. So I just want to hear from you all. If you could give me one word that makes an effective father, let's get one word so that this can get out. My son lost all ties with his dad since I left him. Okay, so after y'all separated, the relationship was not the same with him and his dad. So just trying to, and then women, if you are spiritual, pray the relationship back together. We as women can do a little more. And I know sometimes we get overwhelmed because we take care of the child, we raise the child, why, but I can't cater to him, this and that and the other. But sometimes we have to do it just for the sake of our child. Since it's Father's Day tea time, can we talk about how many more fathers are stepping up and the females are trips, clubs, or Instagram? When would you like to talk about that? Okay. You said okay, so they're stepping up and then doing and that's definitely a topic. So just let me know because I know your schedule be kind of in and out. So let me know when you're ready for that, and we'll have that topic for you, and you can co-host even if you want. So we see that people defining a good dad as time, consistency, time. I do. My son says, right. So he look, he's great, grown now, so he can do his own thing. Ain't much you can do with that. He has his own chores. My one word is presence. Okay, time. I see time a lot. So I want to hear if Tamika Estep is still on the line. Um, we're not bashing father. Y'all think we're bashing fathers? I tried to make it as nice as possible. We're bashing father ain't supposed to be out there. No, we're not bashing fathers out. Ladies, are we back? Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta console Tony because Tony think that we're bashing fathers. We are not. Let me apologize to you directly. This is not about bashing fathers. This is about Black fathers matter and the importance of having them in the life. And because we know that, even though it's not bashing, but because we know every day, and you can look around yourself, that a lot of fathers are not involved in their children's lives. So this segment is about making more fathers get involved, and as we as a community can come together to help more fathers be involved. We are not bashing. I don't know if you heard me call you out for being a great dad. I think great dads is very important. Okay, got you, Trail. Okay, so I wanted to go back to Mika when I called on Mika. So I called on Mika because when we see a lot of people talking about time, so I know Mika is one person that don't play. So I just want to hear. So is it okay for your child's father to show up empty-handed and they don't have anything, but they just got time? Because I heard people use the word time throughout this a lot. So Mika, it's time enough. Thank you, Kiki. And he said we was bashing. I would never bash. You know how I feel about Black men. So Mika said they can show up with their time. So if Mika said it, then we're gonna have to go with that because see, the old Mika would have been like, "Don't be showing up here. Time. Look, what's time? You got anything else?" So that means that we are growing. So y'all gotta make sure y'all send something to Tony to let him know that we are not male bashing at all. And if there's any other men on, please make sure that you know as well that we shouted you out for being great dads. But the fact of the matter is, it's a real thin line between effective dads in our community. So, statistics show that there's only a Black father present, and I think 1 in 4 households, or was it one? I think it was 1 in 4 households. I'm not sure. So if there's only one African American father present and 1 in 4 homes, that means that we got some work to do. We need to at least get to it being at least 2 fathers in 4 homes or 5 fathers in 10 homes. We at least need to get there. So it's not bad yet, or it's actually enhancement because this is Father's Day week. And we want to take dignity that when Father's Day come around, that the restaurants will be crowded like Mother's Day, that the cookouts will be lit like Mother's Day. So for some reason, there is a disconnect, and I feel like it has gotten better in our community, but we have to do things to ensure. So what we're talking about today, to reiterate, is the importance of African American women being that voice of reason. And when you see your Black brother, your Black husband, your Black father, your Black son not living up to the full potential, not someone else's potential, but their own potential on being a most effective dad. He's basically saying the alternatives to what certain fathers don't do for their kids. Oh, okay, Crystal, you want to just help him out? Okay, we know y'all thicker than glue. Okay, it's anything, it's everything. It's that integral piece that will build these children up. Yeah, so it's about the children. So again, the reason why there's a Mother's and a Father's Day is because of children. So therefore, we as a village must understand the importance of doing what's in the best interest of children. So again, we're going to all take an oath that we will make sure that we are helping African American women, African American men, make sure that we are supporting and encouraging African American men and the African American women to be the best parents. So you all have been great. I'm gonna spend some time going back through y'all comments. I thank you so much for joining in. Tony said he had a topic. He's gonna get that together. He's gonna present it to us. But most importantly, I just want to thank you all so much for sipping with a sister. And we'll see you next week. Thank you. Happy Father's Day, Tony. Happy Father's Day, you guys. Father's Week. Still continue to enjoy your week. It's plenty of things to get done. Have a good one. Bye-bye.